Well, good evening, YouTube. My name is Tim, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Over the past year, I've been getting lots of new subscribers to this channel, and I thought maybe I need to make a video just about what I'm trying to do here on YouTube, or what I'm not trying to do, or who I am, and why do I even have a YouTube channel. So I thought that maybe I just needed to do a little update in 2026 of where I'm at in sort of my musical career, aspirations. I don't know. So I'm probably just going to ramble on here a bit, and those of you that want to stick with me and listen to all this, great. Those of you that don't, I understand. You just want to see the YouTube shorts. I get it. So anyway, back in, it was probably like 2005 or 2006. I think that's when YouTube started. I had heard an interview with the creators of YouTube on the Leo Laporte Tech podcast. I don't know. It was one of his, he still has maybe a dozen or so podcasts that he does. But it was on one of those, and they were talking about that they thought that this sort of media archive was going to be the thing of the future. So I got home from work. I was listening to the podcast at work. I got home from work, and I got on to YouTube, and I signed up, and I got myself an account back then. I don't even know if they called them channels. It was like you had a YouTube account. And I had a DV video recorder. And so the first stuff that I just started to upload was I was playing drums at home at the studio and at live gigs and stuff. And I would just take some video footage and I'd put it up on YouTube. And oddly enough, people would watch. So it just gives you the encouragement to if people are watching, maybe put some more stuff up. So at the time, I was gigging a lot. I would call myself like a working drummer. I wanted to work, all weekend long, every weekend. During the week, I wanted to gig. But as life comes, things change. I got married, and not that my wife is against music. She's really my biggest supporter, biggest cheerleader. But your just priorities change, and so I wound up getting a full-time worship director job at a church here outside of Peoria, Illinois, where I live. And that became my full musical endeavor. And so a lot of the side projects, I don't want to say dried up, but I just, I'm doing music all week long. The last thing I want to do is be out Friday, Saturday night playing and setting up and, whatever. So, and then, COVID happened and shut everything down anyway. So it was kind of at the right time that I kind of stopped doing a lot of gigging. And so anyway, I'm always doing recording at the home, whether that's for my job that I need to record some bumper music, or I do a lot of backing tracks for my worship band at church. And so when I do a backing track for my band at church, I pretty much do a whole arrangement. So, I record the drums, bass, keyboards, sometimes some backing vocals. I'm usually never singing lead. So when I give my team, I've got this arrangement of the song that we're going to do. They can hear everything, right? And then I pick out elements, usually if there's drum loops, percussion, and a lot of the synthesizer parts, and some of the, like cymbal rolls, and I call it like the effects. I'll use those in a backing track that the band plays with to augment the sound of all the live players. So, like a little bit of synth pad in there kind of just glues everything together. And then, like shakers and things like that just enhance the overall feel, and then just keep us all together so that we don't have to have hours and hours of rehearsal. And I love my teams, and they're always up for any kind of weird arrangement that I'm into. But as of the last couple of years, I've also been putting custom backing tracks on Loop Community. So I have, they call it a community producer. And so I upload content to Loop Community, full backing tracks that worship teams use. And that's been, in the last year, taking off really well. And it's nice to see that all over the world, there's people using backing tracks that I've cut right here at the house, So, but when I do those, since I'm a drummer, I want to make sure that there's real drums on there, not programmed drums. And I love, and you probably know from my videos, I love the Hammond B3. So I have to make sure that there's either real Hammond B3 on there, or at least there's my my Viscount clone running through a real Leslie speaker, which makes half of the sound of that famous, Hammond organ sound. So those are up on Loop Community. So a lot of times, if you see a video and I'm playing along with something, that's usually a backing track that I'm working on for Loop Community or for church. And I film all the videos with my cell phone, so it's not like I'm setting up some big camera setup to capture this. If I'm in the live room half of my studio and I'm sitting down at the drums, I just put my phone on a clip, I hit record, and then through Final Cut Pro, I ingest the video footage, and then I'll take a mix of the actual session that I'm working on for some good quality audio. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now on YouTube. I don't know. You guys can, I don't get tons of comments, but I get quite a few comments. And if there's something you guys want to see or you'd like me to videotape or talk through, I know a lot of people ask me how I get my drum sounds. I've had people invite me to their studios to help them with their drum sounds. I have a particular taste that I like. It's not everybody's taste, and I get that. And I'm I call it basic drummer. I started off my musical endeavors playing trumpet through the school band program all the way through high school, even a little bit in college, but not very much. But I quickly realized that with trumpet, there wasn't much commercial success or commercial music that you could do with the trumpet. And I don't mean that with disrespect to any horn players out there, but as a drummer on a drum set, there were many opportunities to play with other musicians, and it was very easy to jump in and play with all styles of music. So anyway, I just lost my train of thought. So that's why I don't do these talking head videos, and I don't want to have to edit a bunch of these together. But I could give you guys a studio tour sometime. It's updated since I think the last one I did is when I first moved into the space, which is attached to the house. So for those of you that were wondering, the space that I record in is attached to my house. We put an addition onto the house, and I eventually moved. We built it for other purposes, but for right now, I'm using it as my music space. So it has its own bathroom and everything. So if I have people coming over to work on anything, they don't have to go through the house. And I've got, you might have seen him, he's a huge Great Dane, and I've got another lab. So some people don't really want to, mess with the big guy. And I understand. So it's very nice that, they, come right up to the house, come on in, and we can start working on stuff. I really don't have much other than that. I just wanted to keep you updated on what's going on. I thank you all for subscribing. Again, at some point, maybe I'll monetize this channel. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to say, I had done another video recently about a Shure microphone unboxing. I do not get paid by any companies at all. Everything you see on here, I've purchased. There's been a few things where I've gotten a really nice discount, whether that's I talked my way into that, or I know on the Porter Davies throne that I use, you might have seen, well, I'm sitting on it, so you usually don't see it, but it's got the tactile transducer in the throne. And that system, I was playing with the Prince Tribute Band at the time, and they were kind enough to give me an artist, called artist discount. I don't know if it was actually an artist discount, but they gave me a really nice discount to purchase that throne. And that was right when they started. They actually make them different now, and they've kind of taken off a little bit bigger than they were when they first started. But those guys are really great to work with. Shipped it over here from UK, but everything, I'm purchasing. So I would tell you guys, if I'm not using it, I'm not really for it. So, but the Shure microphones, and as a drummer, I've got, I don't know about you, but as a drummer, it's not like a guitar where you can plug your Helix or whatever, your pod right into your computer and record, or you put one microphone up to your speaker cabinet and you're recording your guitar, or you're a vocalist and you have one really good microphone and one really good preamp. As a drummer, we've got multiple channels we're trying to get in. At least the way that I record drums, multiple channels, everything individually mic'd, room mics, a junk mic, all kinds of stuff. More preamps, more microphones. So I have a pretty big microphone collection, which those are things, in my mind, they last forever. I mean, unless you're going to beat them up and you're not really good with your gear. But I'm always really thankful that I'm able to have the gear that I have, and I try to take really good care of it. Also, if I ever want to sell something, I know that care's been taken with it, and it's almost like it was just purchased the other day. So there's very few things that get really beat up. Even my live drum kits over the years I've taken really good care of. And so anyway, again, I'm rambling on, and I could probably just talk all day. But again, thank you guys for subscribing. I don't know how you found me. I know my short videos do really well, and those get a lot of views. I'm thankful for that, because I'm not like a chop drummer, and I know that a lot of what people are looking for now is they want to see a drummer just burn all over the drum kit and play all this impossible stuff that blows your mind. And I do like to watch some of that stuff, and it gets me inspired that, like, hey, Tim, you need to get on your game. I recently turned 50, so it's like you sound like a 50-year-old. You don't sound like an 18-year-old. I don't sound like I did when I was 18. So, but anyway, all my drum videos, and mostly since I'm tracking for songs, I'm tracking for music. It's not like I'm just sitting down and just playing whatever I want to play. So I'm playing what's best for that piece of music I'm recording, and it's usually something really simple. And so, but I'm happy. I'm happy doing that. If you guys want to see some videos where I just sit down and I just play a bunch of crazy stuff, I'll be happy to post some. I probably embarrass myself, but that's all good. So anyway, I'm going to sign off here, and I just, again, want to thank you all for subscribing, for watching. This video is probably going to get like 2 views, and that's okay. It may just be my family that stumbles upon it and wants to hear me ramble on. But I got to send a shout out to my wife, who completely supports me. This music room isn't completely soundproof from the main house, but it was an addition, so the wall is pretty much like 14 inches thick between the house in this, and I've got a double door situation that's insulated pretty well. So, but as you can tell, you might have heard some dogs barking in the background, so noise does get over there, and she puts up with this like a saint, and I'm blessed that she supports this. And then I just have to thank the church, Crossroads, that I work at. It's a blessing to be able to do what you love. And over the years, I've just accumulated lots of different skills in media, in audio, in music, in playing different instruments. And I'm able to do all of that in my 9 to 5. And it's not really a 9 to 5, but I'll call it a 9 to 5 because that's usually what it's referred to. So in my 9 to 5, I get to use all these wonderful skills that I enjoy taking advantage of and sharing with others. So that being said, I'm going to sign off here, and I'm already at like I don't know, 15 minutes on this video, which is way too long. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in and listening to me ramble on.